Hi guys and welcome to another episode of TC Talk. My name is Reese and thanks for stopping by. So today I have for you guys a movie DVD review and it is this. So this movie is called The Red Eagle and it is a Thai superhero movie that came out back in 2010. So I guess I've been on a quest of sorts because I've begun searching on a lot of superhero movies that are different to what Marvel and DC are giving us these days. So stay tuned because there'll be more of these movies to come. So in this case, I'll give you the setup of this movie. The premise is a very dystopian city. The government has recently proposed the construction of a nuclear power plant and the public are not very happy about this. They are very I guess disenfranchised. They're very distrustful of the government. There's high crime rates. And in this environment rises the Red Eagle, otherwise known as Rom, a former special forces agent, who after taking a bullet to the head, is now decided to become a master vigilante, a very old school masked vigilante who after, beating the bad guy, literally leaves his calling card. We are very old school here, my dear friends, which is not too surprising because this movie was based on a comic book, which came out in the 1960s. Okay, so a little bit more on the characters. We've got the Red Eagle, otherwise known as Rom, and he doesn't have any superhuman abilities, but he is very highly trained in combat. He knows how to use a gun, he knows how to use a sword, and he has a motorbike as well. He kind of reminds me of one of my favorite characters. Yes, and I guess one of the things I want to comment on this movie is that, that's as far as you know about him. So this is not a superhero origin story. This is not how you really find out how it came to be, or that you only really get in flashback at best. You just kind of dive right into the fact that he's a hero, and that's basically it. So yeah, I guess if there's anything I would say is not so, I would have done better, I would have done more differently in this movie, is the fact that that's as far as your knowledge goes on his character. Maybe that's enough because it's a superhero movie. So you've got the Red Eagle, you've got the Mortally, which is a secret organization who's out to get the Red Eagle, and they have hired the Black Devil to try and kill the Red Eagle. And the Black Devil, we're not going to get any name. We're not going to get any points for original naming in this movie. But he is an interesting character, I guess, in his own right, because he reminds me of Death Dealer from Shang-Chi, and I think this is a movie where someone like Death Dealer actually got the spotlight that he deserved, because in this movie he is the main big bad. He's the main guy that he's the final boss that the Red Eagle has to fight, and you do actually get to find out who he is. And I have to say, I did not see that coming at all. So let me know your thoughts on that. If you ever get a copy of this movie and watch it, let me know if you saw that coming, because I certainly didn't. So on the fight scenes, so I guess it is pretty fun and interesting to see a Thai movie that has fight scenes, martial arts that don't actually use Muay Thai. So imagine the fact that this came out in 2010, right in the heyday, in the thick of On Back in its prime. And after On Back, as you probably know, there was a whole slew of movies from Thailand that decided to ride that success and do Muay Thai kicks, locks, knees, one after the other. And this was different. So this movie didn't do that. The fight scenes were more gun, they're much more grounded, or at least to me. And it was a lot of fun to watch. So if you look at the behind the scenes, the main character, the actor, should I say, who plays him, I don't think he was originally trained in martial arts, but he did. I like to think that he did do his work. There is a behind the scenes where they say that he kind of trained for a few months to get him skilled in the guns and swords. So great job to everyone that was on board, because I think the fight scenes came off really well. And I guess in terms of the movie in general, the movie was a lot of fun to watch, despite the fact that when you look at the numbers, the movie actually didn't do all that well critically or in the box office, which is probably why you haven't heard of a sequel or a remake since. But you never know. With the success of Marvel and DC and all that stuff, they, in the Thai movie industry may consider trying to, to bring the superhero genre back. We never know. So another note on the soundtrack, one of the main draws for me when I first saw the trailer was the music that they used, and I guess I found it to be a lot of fun, and it was so reminiscent of the old school 1960s comic superhero movies like Batman and the like. I guess if I was going to say anything, I just wish that they had much more comprehensive score. I felt like it was that one theme song, it felt that was the only music that they had, and they kept repeating it, and just a little bit more than what I think that they should have. Maybe that's a small nitpick. So as to the DVD itself, as you can see, at the moment I was only really able to get a copy from France, and because of that, it only really has French subtitles. But despite the fact, it does have some really cool special features. So it has a making of the movie, as well as behind the scenes from the fight scenes and the training, which is pretty cool, as well as a bit on the special effects and a French version of the trailer. So I guess that's pretty much it. If you can get a copy, I do recommend at least watching it once, just to get yourself in the vibe. If you're into the grounded stuff, something that's not so CGI heavy. If you wanted to imagine what a movie focusing on a Kerala character would look like, I think this is the closest one that we've got so far. So that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think. Please like, share, subscribe to my channel, because I do plan on getting more movie reviews and all that stuff out there, and I'll see you next time.